Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Commissioner Thomas Gleason of the Westchester County Police Department. With me today is Cara Benoit from the Westchester Medical Center. She's the Chief Administrative Officer. I also have from my agency Chief John Hodges, Chief Martin McGlynn, Captain Mark Bush. We're just going to give you a brief outline of the events of this morning, and then after Cara says a few words on behalf of the Medical Center, we'll take a couple of questions, but just so you understand, and as I'm sure you do, this is an active, ongoing investigation, so there's only so much that we can give out at this time, and we'll certainly give you more later as we get more follow-up information. But to start, at 9:39 this morning, we, Westchester County Police, received a report of shots fired at the medical center on the 4th floor of the main hospital. We responded immediately. We had 3 officers on the scene within 2 minutes, 1 uniform, 2 plainclothes, who immediately went in. Hospital security also responded immediately. And when they reached the 4th floor and the room where this took place, they discovered 2 gunshot victims in the room and a weapon on the floor. Westchester Medical Center medical personnel responded immediately as well and started working on the 2 victims, but unfortunately both were later pronounced dead. There was a female who had been a patient at the hospital, and the male was a visitor. They were both in their 70s. At this time, it appears to be a murder-suicide situation. It should be stressed this is an isolated incident. There was no threat to other hospital staff, other patients, or to the community. There appears to be a relationship between the 2 parties. We're still investigating to determine exactly what the nature of that relationship is, but it appears to be a family-type situation. We still have this area, the swing of the 4th floor of the hospital, secured for our crime scene unit that are doing their work in the scene and waiting on the medical examiner's personnel to respond as well. At this point, I'll turn it over to Cara Benoit, the Medical Center.
Say the full name and spell it, please. So it's Cara Benoit, K-A-R-A, B as in boy, E, N-N as in Nancy, O-R-T-H. Sure. K-A-R-A, B as in boy, E, N-N as in Nancy, O-R-T-H. My title is Chief Administrative Officer. B-E-N-N-O-R-T-H. Say it, Benoit, Cara Benoit. So good morning, everybody. First and foremost, everyone is safe, and I think that's what's most important. As the Commissioner said, this was an isolated incident. Our staff responded fantastically and handled the incident remarkably. Our armed security detail, which is on site 24/7, was rounding in the hospital and also responded immediately. Our most immediate concern is the safety, security, comfort, and peace of mind of our patients, our visitors, and our workforce. And we are presently providing counseling currently on site to anybody who might need it. And as the Commissioner said, this is an evolving incident, an investigation, and we would defer any questions regarding that investigation to the county police. Thank you.
Can you say what the was the woman was ill? What can you talk about that?
This is a police
This happened in the ICU?
This was not in the ICU. No, this was
It
this was in a patient room
on the 4th floor.
on the 4th floor. Correct.
And what type of weapon was used?
The weapon was a .38 caliber revolver.
And was the male the husband?
We're still trying to determine that. That's still under investigation. I can tell you that, and it was a licensed firearm. It was the male's firearm.
Commissioner, can you tell us whether or not there were other people inside the room other than the patient? Was there another patient that she was here?
Not at that time, no.
Was there a nurse?
There was not a nurse in the room. A nurse responded immediately thereafter, and that's how we got the report.
How were employees notified?
Employees?
Yeah, that there were shots fired. I know that the building was
That I would.
Certainly. So we have safety codes. So a code silver was called immediately. and staff are monthly and annually trained mandatorily on active shooter protocols. They all responded, like I said, remarkably and appropriately to the incident. And then we were able to call, working with police, able to call a code clear once security in the police department let us know. Yes, sir.
So in
And
situations like this, are folks encouraged to leave the building or shelter in place? What's the policy?
I really don't want to go into any detail about security issues for the hospital, but there is active shooter training we do with, actually in concert with county police, and those, as it appears right now, those protocols were followed.
there
Are
security
guns
screening?
allowed in the hospital? What's your policy around that? Guns?
No, guns are not allowed in the hospital unless they're with our security
Do they
detail.
walk through a magnetometer when you come in?
I'm not going to answer questions on our security protocols for the safety of our
So
staff.
how did the person get a gun into the
Because it was
hospital?
visiting hours? How did he, or do you have unrestricted?
I don't have
bidding?
details on when he arrived.
Commissioner, how many shots do you believe were fired?
That's still under investigation.
When was the
So-
last
That's still
training?
under investigation.
There are monthly trainings, so
Yes.
every month there are in-person trainings, and then we do mandatory trainings annually for all staff.
Do you remember when the last month training
I
was?
do not.
Are there
Just-
safeguards in place to prevent guns from being brought into the hospital?
Some of the staff told us they did not hear the alert, and were it not for text from one staff member to another, they would have been unaware. So is there an issue with, it's such a big facility, do you know that every corner of the hospital hears that alert?
So the alerts go out in many formats. It's not just overhead paging. Haven't heard of any incidents as yet, but we'll certainly review that if there were some issues.
Just 1 second. I just wanted to add that, as per, our active shooter training and response, it was exactly the way it should be. First officer on the scene, a uniformed officer, followed by 2 plainclothes supervisors. They immediately went in together, and then other officers started responding, as you can imagine, very, very shortly thereafter, and met security inside. We also, and I failed to mention before, to thank other neighbor agencies that responded immediately: Mount Pleasant Police, New York State Police, Greenberg Police, and also the County Department of Emergency Services also responded immediately. So as far as the law enforcement response was exactly the way it should be.
Can you tell us if
People
not the
say
hometown,
anything
maybe the
when
hometown?
I'm sorry, one at a time, please.
If not the hometown, can you tell us the home county of the people in the room who are deceased?
We're still investigating that. It appears they're Westchester residents, but we're still trying to confirm that.
And where
What did the people, the 2 injured, did they say anything when the police arrived that you can share?
Not that I'm aware of, but again, the investigation is still ongoing, and we're still interviewing staff that were in the area, et cetera.
So
Sorry.
what safeguards are in place if guns are not allowed in the hospital to keep guns out?
I'll defer that to the hospital, but I'm sorry, what was your question?
well, not to be gruesome, but where were they shot?
The patient was in bed, and the visitor was found on. Oh, where on their bodies? Yeah, I'm not going to get into that at this time.
And the patient was in bed, where was the man?
He was on the floor when
Next to
officers
the bed.
arrived. Yes.
Both were dead at that point?
Medical staff were working on them when as our officers arrived. So I think they were pronounced sometime later, but I don't have the exact time.
Ms. Benoit, could you tell us what are you going to tell your hospital staff after this incident to make sure that they are secure? What do you have to say to them and those patients right now, sir, about
So-
their safety and security moving forward?
So safety and security is thank you, Tony. Safety and security is paramount. We do have numerous measures in place. We have a strong security detail. We have armed security that does, like I said, round 24/7 on the campus. Our staff are trained in safety and security measures in ways to safeguard themselves, as well as our patients and our visitors. And I think today they responded appropriately to the incident, and we have an unfortunate incident, but also we have a staff that is safe and secure at this moment.
But how
When
do
was
you
the last
prevent
time an
another
incident like this
person from
happened?
coming in with a gun?
When was the last time an incident like this happened? Has an incident like this ever happened at the hospital?
Not to my recollection, no.
How do you prevent another person coming in with a gun and doing the same thing?
Well, again, we have security detail at all of our entrances. We have a very active, like I said, armed security detail, and we have staff who are trained as well as our security detail on identifying people as they come onto our campus.
But nobody gets searched for weapons, and nobody goes to a magnetometer.
We do not search, and no one goes through a magnetometer.
Can you tell us what unit is on this floor? Not ICU.
No, and not at this time. I did not want to provide that information. I'm sorry.
So in light of this, do you consider changing your policies around maybe magnetometers or something to keep guns out of the building?
I think that any time something happens in any organization, that you look at your policies and procedures, and that's something we certainly will be looking at.
Was anyone else in the room? Was this a private room, or were there other patients?
There was no one else in the room at the time of the incident. And as I said before, as you all understand, it's an active and ongoing investigation. We have a lot more work to do. We'll be giving out further details and information. Obviously, the identities, I'm sure you're all going to want to know as soon as a next of kin notification is made. So we'll try to get that out. And we'll do that through our public information officer, Kieran O'Leary, at the county police.
Was there a note?
Again, that would be part of the investigation if there was or not. All right.
Excuse me.
All right.
Excuse me. From Channel 5, I just got to. Could you just say what happened?
I'm sure.
Just
Not to go through the whole story again, but again, 9:39 this morning, county police received a call of shots fired here at the hospital, the medical center on the 4th floor. We responded on the scene within 2 minutes, along with hospital security, and discovered 2 gunshot victims on the floor in a room. Hospital medical staff worked on them. Unfortunately, they were both pronounced dead later. It appears to be a relationship, some type of family relationship between the 2 victims, and a murder-suicide type situation. Still under investigation, and again, more details to come. All right? Thank you. Thank you.